wanted it to be, and they finally, for the first time in the Mahomes era, let go of the rope. But in the last 7 years, they've been to 5 Super Bowls. One down year to say, yeah, they're done. I think it's crazy to say that it's not still in progress. Maybe we'll look back and say, no, they weren't the same. But ending it now, I think, would be helpful. One thing that I want to keep pointing out, most of the dynasties never had easy right. Like the Patriots, if you can consider one dynasty or two, under Brady, they missed the playoffs the 1 year after his first year. And then they missed them the back half, but they never had.
All right.
Win their season against this guy, Monix. Coming in at 59 on the NFL top 103 spots ahead of the Prince Trevor Lawrence, 10 spots ahead of Lamar. Now, that does seem outrageous when you say it out loud. When you look at the numbers, Drew, 4 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a tidy 8 more wins than Lamar.
It's fine. Someone needs to win that.
Bonus time.
They need it.
They gave me the loss? It was that motherfucker's internet that was out.
You have an issue with moving this morning. Hey, the numbers, it's not. I don't know. Look at the passer rating. Issues with Fred Van Vliet being ahead of Anthony Edwards. I don't know. Brandon Ingram's better than Giannis. No, it's not. Anyway, no, this is what we're saying. When Lamar Jackson has 2 MVPs, and Bonix doesn't even have 2 or 1 Pro Bowl appearance, and we know how easy it is to get the Pro Bowl nowadays. Made the playoff. No, he was not. He would have made the Pro Bowl. He should know. It's in front of the project. I'm going to 10 spots. It should be 20 spots behind what we're talking about. Understanding injuries. He was injured like that. He put in for her. Seriously, I feel like what you're saying is your issue. It's not so much that Nick's is 59. It's that Lamar is where he is. Like, Lamar is to the devil. They didn't give him any grace for being hurt. Which is surprising because it is surprising. So my takeaway, my takeaway is one thing. First was this. The players are worried that Lamar's best days are behind. There's no other way to read this ranking. Because it is now purely historically we don't care about back, and it's just, that is not how this list has been done in the past. So him being this low means this is the very cagey how this list works and votes and how they vote. The player historically has done way more in this list, but in my opinion, we've been higher. I think Lamar back-to-back has been top 2. Yeah, it's been the top quarterback, the number 2 player. I never thought he was the number 1 quarterback in the league, even when he was coming off an MVP. So I thought, historically, I feel like the players had, this has been the guy players have held in even higher esteem than I do. And now this list comes in, it's like they're holding it in lower esteem. So that's the Lamar piece. The next piece, I was the big question. Because there's a problem with the Trevor. You don't have to do it. I don't have to do it. Yeah, it was this number. Well, here's what I know. I know that Trevor and Bo Nix played last year. Trevor was the better player. They played head-to-head, and Trevor annihilated. Trevor had 8 more touchdowns, has more yards per pass. Nothing. The great Sean Payton. I understand 14 wins, 13 wins, so be it. I know Trevor played great in the playoff loss to the Bills. Bo Nix played really well in the playoff win to the Bills, so I get that piece of it. Today, if someone were arguing for Bo Nix, because someone's got to, so I realized I'm a Bo Nix guy. So I didn't know if we were going to, because my third point was going to be, who should be a Bo Nix? I don't want to be the Bo Nix guy, but Bo Nix needs to be represented on the show, and so I have to be the man of the evidence to help him. So here's my, you know what I love more than everything else. Advanced analytics, no, wins, baby. Yeah. Since he came into the league, he's 4 and wins. He's 24 and 10. How all the other members completion percentage, that used to matter when I was growing up. So, but 64, 28.
Touchdown.
Total yards about 250. People never stop asking.
$63 touchdowns, 25 hits, 12. That's about where he is.
I do like your dad, right? So Jake Wentz, it's the same thing you're saying about Trevor. When he touchdown, he played touchdown. You had to with Trevor. Trevor outplayed it in Denver. That was the first win. It's decades. 4 TDs against Jordan Love. That was when I like it. He went out of the game. Beat Mahomes, didn't throw a touchdown, but had almost 300 yards. Dude, he had 4 touchdowns on that Florida Dallas defense. Then Jalen Hurts, who is my patron saint of just win, he had 2 touchdowns and a field goal in that game. It was like that epic comeback in the fourth quarter. It was a bad game. So he has been.
Let's go.
So that's it. He's in a quarterback class that we talk about as one of potentially the best ever. You know, one as far as 6 first-round picks, all of that. And he wins amongst those quarterbacks if you can show him dust. He gets crushed. It's a lot like, again, I'm not a Bo Nix guy, but if you want to make the argument of the guy's got the winning gene.
I should have been a pick 6. That's all I'm going to take over.
The scoring of Bo Nix left until his team got down. He was legitimately. It was a big part. It's a nice little trail. But once they trail, he did one for that. His game was crazy. The Eagles' game was crazy. It hurts my heart. It was Sean Payton. And he was like, basically, we're a second-half team. Like, and I thought in that playoff game against the Bills, but that's the area. I have no tape. I have no second.
The fuck am I throwing to? Wide open in the middle of the field.
Social media. I need to post it. It's called a Men in Black tape. Okay? So you the Flash, you can say it tape, but then you guys can never bring it up again. No, I don't. No. I don't expect it. It's tape for the show. But if hey, this is your MIB tape, you can never be like, you said it. But it's interesting for the conversation. Go ahead. We don't know. I don't see it. It's Men in Black tape. I can just say it, because then you guys will forget. He could have easily beaten the Patriots in this technology. Philadelphia, where Nick Sirianni is embracing technology and we get this going to get the week. Zach Berman writing The Athletic that Sirianni was worried that his motivational stories we're getting a little long in the tooth after 6 years. once we started using ChatGPT, we find more inspiration. He would type, great, relentless effort, true sports story. Through your reaction to big series.
Touchdown.
Great, relentless effort, true sports story. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have a problem. What's the difference in this and Matt Riley, Bill Parcells, reading a book about something? But we're going to the library and there's some books about, really inspirational. That's a little bit of a difference. Shows it's not you telling a story from your personal experience or it's research. The way we research now is AI, internet, versus each character to himself. Well, it's story. It's not tell a great story, but it's going to be like that. I can relate that. So ChatGPT actually to me that. So as the show for anti-AI. I've never used it anywhere. I'm sure behind the times. I'm sure. I'm sure in 5 years I'm going to look back and be like, I don't understand it as well as other people because I was late to it. It's like most workouts.
He dropped it.
It's because it's becoming a substitute for people who use their own brain power. You read this article. Came to almost identical conclusion, which is, this is not that different than just go with like the relentless sports story and doing it. He's just trying to short circuit the research and then do the realism. So that part individually, I don't have a problem with these shows compared to if it was, a ChatGPT write me an my problem is very similar to yours. The day before the world Cup started, we had been Mike Self, when he talked about El Sirianni's and remember, that poor guy was paying the school or something. He's like, why are you learning cheating? Part of the truth. And the world. My old radio money, Alex Alpert, another profile on Nick Siri. I understand you are trying to, there's a bit of political statements. Andy Rick, or his coaches, about Nick Siri, for 6 months, and I've been Andy Rick for 6 years. And I think Sean McVay once every 2 years. You know what I mean? And there's a long profile written about him. Shane Tatum, his beard just gets grayer and grayer. Like we are, Sirianni is very open to letting the world in. Here is what makes me tick. And it's a little that's too much. But that said, before we go, I will tell you that the great prompt, I put the prompt in and I would spend the great
Fuck.
Number one, this guy was working at a grocery store. Really? That's a ministry. The living greatest show on earth. Number two.
That's stuffed.
Never believe it. Because anybody halfway decent at basketball was a great part of City to the greatness. Number third, Bethany Hamilton got a shark wedge. That shark pattern actually is pretty good. I actually think it is on his own. Again, how many hours? 72 hours? How many hours? with you 7 hours.
You know, LeBron on the clock. Rich will outline the schedule or lack thereof with Max Kellerman on their podcast Game Over.
Look how this played out. Just listen, shout out Richard Vince. I gotta say, I underestimated that podcast. I remember the first episode, they were in the nice school. I was like, that looks great, but how long are they going to be together? Rich is always driving for they've taken it very, like, that's like very serious. The village, I don't think all around the team, that, the white part things, one of the favorite things, he almost holds it with agents. Almost at times what happens now. So live, it can't.
Yes, all right. It is on to
what he said there that we played is the truth. And what I would add is this. I do not think this is taking so long because LeBron is trying to time the announcement from perfect media cycle. I think it is taking this long because LeBron has not decided. I truly believe that LeBron has narrowed it down to 4 teams. 4 teams, maybe the teams that I was talking about, the Heat, the Sixers, the Cavs, and the Warriors. I do not believe there is a team that is like, barely holding on to 4th place, and I do not believe there is a team way out ahead of the pack. Something he has not yet decided. And so, and I say that because of my gut and because of a little approach. And so I think that he's going to take as long as it takes him to make his decision. And any of these teams, Bert, are obviously welcome and able at any point to call Rich and be like, hey, we don't want to wait any longer. But there's no other real business to be done for these teams anyway. It's not like they're waiting to sign some maybe some.
All right.
So it's once and one.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with how long it's taking. It's his decision. He can do what he wants. The teams, as you said, they don't have to wait for it. The league doesn't have to wait for it. They go ahead and make the schedule if they want without, knowing where it's at. What's interesting about you saying, I'm not sure. I feel like he's going to Cleveland. I feel like, not from no one has reported, but like he's known he's going to Cleveland, or at least leaning that way. And I think what's odd about not, like you said, he's not taking it over to Rich. They're not doing any, maybe they're researching on their own, but they're not taking pitches from teams. They're not bringing in Pat Riley to talk to him or Spoelstra about what the team's going to look like, or talking to Steve Kerr, as far as we know. So that's, I think he may be talking it over really with his family. It may, because basketball-wise, I don't know how long it'll take to decide, okay, you got Giannis and these guys, kind of like Rich put up all the advantages and disadvantages to one of these 4 teams. But your family situation, that's a lot to think of. His daughters, I think close to junior high, 12 years old. His wife, obviously the boys are, out there in college or above. But that's a big family decision at that time. Will you be away from them? Will they go with you? What cities would they go to you with? So, I think that's probably what it is. And I think I'm fine with taking stuff.
He knows the rosters forwards and back. He knows the cities largely. Maybe there's an element of different schools that are better fit or whatever the personal issues are that they need to solve. Do you think there's anything to a roster where it might find all of a sudden Kyrie's on one of these teams? I do not believe.
Thank you.
League. This is complicated. I do not believe LeBron is waiting for one of these teams to sweep the pot, so to speak. Like to waiting for, James Harden to be signed and traded somewhere else, or I think that there was a time, this is just me reading. I think there was a time where LeBron was hoping the Warriors were going to get Anthony Davis. It seems like that ship has sailed. I gotta think from this waiting on this thing I'm about to say. This is my own reading. One of the biggest things
He quit.
Warriors people are saying have going for them is his relationship with Draymond Green. I do not think necessarily the only way LeBron James can play next year with Draymond Green is him signing with the Warriors. Draymond Green is still a free agent. And I do think that is, I don't know how much that is going to play into any of this, but I think it is a non-zero possibility that Draymond and LeBron are teammates next year, and it's not in see.
Oh, that would be thinking about. So, do you think it's limited to those teams?
I think it's those 4 teams, and what you're about to say is the fit on those for like.
But Miami, unless there's a kid had to be a sign and trade, I guess for Draymond. You're talking about
Cincinnati.
I don't think.
One of the teams that the team could offer LeBron the mid-level, I think they could offer Draymond the mid-level.
Right. He had to out more, but he made with LeBron's made.
No, so again, that's why I'm just. Aiden's been to me. Draymond's contract has been underreported as far as people that can have better sort of reports than me about what that's going to be. I think he's going to work. I think the fit is, again, just feeling the way the wind is blowing, because Rich is correct that they are not talking to anyone about when they're leading. They're flatly not. It feel to me that over the weekend when LeBron took voice what I have been saying for a while, which is he is not planning. Doesn't mean he won't. He is not planning to play just one more year necessarily. I think that helped Miami more than anything else. I think that if this is the infrastructure of Riley and Spo becomes such a bigger asset, and if it's just 1 year, then I would. And we know exactly what the next future expense will bring in. It's really fast. Nintendo by Universal Momentum Source and its newest department, Universal Epic Universe. Nintendo might be receiving a refund for the money it spent on U.S. tariffs, but it claims it's under no obligation to pass that money back to consumers, even though they paid higher prices for Switch 2 products. Shortly before launch last year, Nintendo raised the price of Switch 2 accessories and announced a price rise for the original Switch. The company, like every electronics manufacturer, has seen its financial margins under pressure due to rising component prices and, last year, the U.S. tariffs rolled out by the Trump administration. Switch 2 pre-orders in the U.S. and Canada were even delayed as a result. A year later, in the U.S. Supreme Court now deemed the tariff illegal. Refunds
Dropped it.
Collected $160 billion tariff refund. What about the consumers who paid for it? In response to the tariffs, a proposed class action lawsuit is brewing, calling for Nintendo to share its refund with Switch customers, but the company itself has said it has no reason to do so. As reported by GameFile, Nintendo has asked for the proposed legal action to be dismissed, as customers, quote, received exactly what they bargained and paid for. In other words, the customer's decision to buy a product at the stated price and time, regardless of the reasons why that price was what it was. Nintendo wrote, the common thread among plaintiffs' claims is that it is somehow unfair that Nintendo has not retroactively adjusted its prices for completed sales in response to the outcome of the tariff litigation, but that is not how commercial transactions work. Nintendo or one of its retailers set a price for each product, and consumers decided whether that price was worth paying. Those who bought Nintendo's products received exactly what they bargained and paid for, a console, game, and or accessory at a price to which both parties agreed. Plaintiffs paid essentially the purchase price of the goods they wanted and received. Plaintiffs are not entitled to rebates simply because intervening legal developments related to tariffs. Nintendo goes on to argue that it raised the cost of Switch accessories and consoles due to a myriad of reasons, not just tariffs, including the cost of memory, labor, and shipping. It also absorbed all the impact of tariffs on the Switch 2, which remains at its launch price today, though will very shortly be going up in cost.
The company continued, unlike many of its market peers, Nintendo did not simply increase each product's price by the amount of tariffs it paid on that product or impose an across-the-board tariff surcharge. Instead, Nintendo imposed modest and selective price adjustments, and it chose to bear the cost of tariffs on some of its most popular products in 2025, including its flagship console, the Nintendo Switch 2. If the consumer did not want to pay the advertised price, they were free to abstain from purchasing the product or seek out competing products. A judge will now rule on whether to allow the proposed class action suit to continue or side with Nintendo and have it dismissed. Moving on, the Witcher 3 Wildlands Songs of the Past will be revealed at Gamescom next month during opening night live. Songs of the Past are an expansion of the CD Projekt's fantasy masterpiece, which is due out in 2027, 12 years after the original game, 11 years after the much-loved second expansion, Blood and Wine. We should expect it to be about the same size as Blood and Wine as well. CD Projekt said it is co-developing the expansion with Fool's Theory, a team comprising industry veterans who worked on Witcher 3. Songs of the Past will help set the stage for the upcoming Witcher 4. Gamescom opening night live will take place on August 13th. And as you're looking for Tuesday, July 20th,
Damn.
now you're up on the news, watch our Splatoon Ravers Review. I'm David Hanfield for all your video game news. Thank you for that channel.
Shit.
A lot of people being laid off, it would appear, on and off the air in my view, over ESPN. And I don't know that I've ever really, I shouldn't say ever, I'm trying to something, not really commented too much on layoffs. I've told my own personal story that 11 years ago, I was debating between a job at Fox and ESPN. Fox had been recruiting me for a bit. ESPN came into the game late. Was very torn. I ended up going with Fox, and the show that I thought I was going to do on Fox ended up not being made. It was a period of time where I was living in LA, and I didn't really have a job. I was getting paid, but I wasn't really working, and I thought I made a terrible, terrible mistake. And a few months later, ESPN had a massive round of layoffs, and I remember thinking, oh man. And I'd gone there, I would have been one of the newest people who was seen working, maybe one of the first people laid off. And ESPN's got they're a big company that had expansion, traction. I'm not here to throw stones at them in that regard, and also not here to only act like the people that in a company like that does layoffs that are the front-facing people. Like, we're going to hear about some of the big names.
There we go.
But there's a lot of producers and people, that are regular folks, and their life turned upside down. And it's a brutal time, and you hate it. With all that said, there is a way to do things in a way that happens with things. I think anyone that ESPN is going to be upset with what I say here, but I do want to advocate for a guy that I actually think I've never even met in person. But I think he's very talented. I know he's very hardworking. Give a lot of great quality vouch for him. And as an bonus, the people who dislike him the most on the internet are some of the worst, most disingenuous charlatans around. And so that makes me like him even more. And again, I don't have ESPN's books. I don't know the tough decisions they had to make. I'm not even sitting here saying it. Maybe Ryan would be upset that I'm not. That, it's outrageous that that is one of the people who decided to cut. Companies have to make decisions. Companies have to make. Part of my respect for Ryan comes with the fact that the show that he's one of the main components on the show that he was on yesterday when he found out he was being let go, which is where we're going with this, is the two-time Emmy winner in a row in the category that my show was nominated in. Like, that show was widely regarded, widely respected, at least by the Emmy committee, as the best of the people. And ESPN had made tough decisions, that's fine. Like, nobody's even whatever.
No!
Something's going to play off. But man, oh man. And maybe we'll see how the rest of these go. There needs to be what I would call informational security. When it comes to layoffs, to where the information does not leak so much so that you feel like your option is to let someone know they're being let go while they're on the air in the commercial break. Or excuse me, the Athletic reported that's exactly what happened. And these are all hard decisions. I don't think anyone did this intentionally. But the plan is to let everyone know Tuesday morning or whatever the plan was. I read that Marchand this morning just reported that he is the one, like, that Carl Ravitch is also sadly being let go, and then Ravitch found out when journalists, I think Marchand himself, reached out for comment. If you, as the overall entity, know this is legal, this is getting out.
Fuck.
Then you have to change. Again, false. You have to change how you're planning on doing this. And you start. Even if it puts you in a tough spot, programming-wise, can't run the risk that someone is going to be live on the air and find out via Twitter or text message that they're being let go to the point where you have to let them go during a commercial break. You can't do that. And then
Intimate intelligence. Ask questions, get instant answers.
Fuck, man. He missed the extra point. I gave up a 4th and 12. I gave up a 4th and 15.
no pressure off. Without the stress of hitting fires, even the relief of a free pickup with front door service, without letting eating in the sun, breathe in the power of getting paid on the sun. And then, what you truly can't do is so many communication gaps that you are then publicizing and posting that person's takes of the day on your channels while the world is now found out he was let go minutes before giving that take. You can't do that. I feel like I don't do Singer or Ryan than I do anybody else that is going to lose their job or has lost their job today. I do feel Singer or Ryan in the way that it was done. And maybe people are watching, they're like, well, we tell the social media folks, don't post this person's clips today, and you can just take it on the chin for a day of not having, just sit out whatever the reason it is. Hey guys, we're not posting any clips from these shows today. We're going to take the algorithm hit. Like, if you need to go that extreme. And none of it sound right with me. And the people taking victory laps today because someone they think they know his politics or whatever it is going. Like, I mean, those people ultimately are really unhappy with their lot in life, so they lash out at others to try to make themselves feel bigger and you know, it's going to be right. But this tournament hit better. And my guess is everyone involved, and I think everyone involved can do a lap direction or more, because listen, there's going to be another round of layoffs at some point, like that, to make sure it's handled better and more humanely in the future. So I just want to get that in there. Again, I don't know. I'm literally live right now. This morning is when they're supposed to be.
Touchdown.
And as I said, a lot of people whose names we don't know, but lives are just as, if not more so, affected. And you hate it for everybody, but the embarrassment of it happening that way and in that fashion. You just hate. And I'm sure the people involved wish it had gone differently, and hopefully they use this experience to make sure in the future, if they have another tough day like this, it goes differently. Yeah, we're going to go for people to customize the same hundreds of games. Where's the golf carts?
Intercepted.
Want to explore fun things near you? TikTok offers you the solution. Introducing the new local tab, your fastest way to explore what's happening nearby. Food, travel tips, even salon recommendations. You'll love what you find.
Is because certain so what you don't think trying to, I don't know, maybe change the the physical game players out there. And we got Charlie and Del saying only 7 games released on PlayStation. So physical copies this year in the U.S. Majority of PlayStation sales this year in the U.S. have been digital. Sir Miss McDonald and Sir Collins, was trying to play. Luis Aguirre was going to be doing great because certainly won't stand it. Totally got to do Tsushima. This is an statistic. Based on PS5, vanishingly small. So again, this is for all games from all publishers on PlayStation. Which what they fit for is in their fight. But it is looking good. If some people take a perspective like wish this, but based off of things that can set this data, you should give up the fight because you really nothing that's important for as big of a group as you thought for. A quote tweets the gaming ledger. The data is showing the opposite of the physical media book. Hard for a business to just publish it.
All right, we'll take a 10-6 lead into half.
Two PlayStation video games sold more than 10,000 physical units in the U.S. during the week ending July 11, 2026. 7 have sold more than 100,000 physical units year to date. Source? Search. Tweeted. The time. How do you think it's cool?
use your voice and all that, but commenting is cheap. It's fun if the people trying to defend physical games. You're like, hey guys, it's cheap. You guys out there actually buying the games. Hey, it's free. Oh, it's 2026. How many more physical? How many sold out? See, the difference Sony has made, or dare I say, lack thereof, is far more telling than the reality of what's actually selling out there. I said, someone tell Lauren that when Blitz games release physically, Blitz games sell physically. Like, smart listen. Smart. Smart listen. This is the perspective of pushing and pushing the like see things go. We're open on this legacy. That's a problem. You can always count on Circana Analytics to go to bat for their core producers' games. This is the problem. There's a ton of digital-only releases, and of the ones that release physically, there's only some that can even get over 100,000 sales to fucking begin with. Most games aren't blockbuster AAA titles or viral indie hits like Samsung. This is like saying the local coffee shop sold mostly coffee, and only a few iced teas. So let's discontinue fucking iced teas. In other words, Circana, they're bad. Disaster. Funny enough, there have only been a few more than 7 releases from major AAA publishers this year on the PS5, which actually had physical releases. See screenshot. If anything, this speaks to a general lack of new games. This is gotcha going against those who want physical games. How many major AAA releases came up with PS5 this year? In other words, how many came from big-time AAA publishers with physical discs? Maybe 8 to 12. So when the gold standard says, this year crossed out physical sales out of date, like, what are we doing? And here's another example from my business. I know I've said this a million times, but Aurora says, shit's gonna leave this year. We got Borderlands 4, $69 to the card. We got Borderlands 4 on clearance.
He quit.
So, weird. We got so.
Yesterday morning, it was like a scene out of a movie. So I stopped at this gas station before work because I had to get gas and I was going to grab an energy drink. And as I park, this white Chrysler 300 comes whipping around and parks crooked at the gas pump in front of me. And I glance up and I can see a sticker on the right side of the trunk that says, "Women rule the world." I thought that was hilarious as I walked into the gas station. I go inside and grab my energy drink, I pay for my gas, and as I'm walking back to my truck, I can see
Clemson.
this car. They have the lid open. I see a little bit of steam and smoke. It looks like the car's
Wait,
overheating.
5, 6, 7, 8.
And this girl comes walking from around the front of the car. She's got jet black hair straight down to the sides. She's got these thick, kind of black frame glasses on, and she's tatted up
6, 7.
little sleeves, right? She walks up kind of nervous and says, "Can you help me? My car's overheating and I don't even know what antifreeze I need." So we're kind of having a good laugh, walking into the store. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll show you. Let's go." I show her what she needs. She says, "Thank you." I walk back out to leave, and as I get into my truck, she comes out frantic and she goes, "Hold on, we're out the door." Trying to make the best of the situation, trying to help her, but like teasing her like a little brother. And the antifreeze hand is like making fun of her, black, and I can see that my peripheral when I turn. This homeless dude's walked up to the edge of the parking lot. He's got his right hand on his belt, and he's got like a chip bag on his left shoulder, and he's kind of up down her space, talking to himself, so I paid no mind, and I go back to what I'm doing. Well, she's to the left of me, and I can hear her turn, like, "Excuse me, what?" And they're saying something, and I hear like that, "Yeah, no thanks." And then she just frantically swings and grabs my sleeve as she like turns me and gets behind me. I'm like, "What is going on?" I'm spilling this antifreeze and trying to like read the situation. I look up, and this guy was like kind of small, disgruntled guy, not much of a physical threat. He's got this Paul Payne hammer that he's pulled out of his bag, and he's like 12 feet away from us. He's not charging us. He's just kind of held out space, and I was talking to her. She's damn to him, like, chill out, chill out. And I'm telling this guy, like, bro, put that away. What are you doing? What's going on? And as I'm trying to defuse the situation, the guy inside the store comes running out, and he must recognize this guy because he's screaming, "You're not supposed to be here. Get the F out of here." And we all that guy freaks out, pulls the little ball peen hammer, and takes off. And we're both laughing, and we're really naked. With laughers, I got a teaser like an old brother. And I finished putting that in there. She tries to get him 20 minutes in the car, and he'll keep it. And need to fix the car, right? We both say, "Have a good day. We finish our race." And I go to this my race, and I get in my truck. And I'm kind of thinking about this situation, how crazy it was. And I'm looking at that sticker on the trunk plate that says, "Women needing room." And I kind of wonder if this situation made her think about how silly that outlook on the world that she has is. And I doubt that it did. But it made me think about something. In the last 25 years, we really did something where we started convincing women that men are not only a nuisance and a burden, and that they're better off without them, we also convinced them they never did anything and they don't do any good now. And I remember personally, when I was coming up, I was probably in my late teens, and I personally never started to hear this propaganda, right? I saw the TV music and the pop culture. I remember seeing it when I was in my high school years. Con started. And as I got older, in my 20s, I started hearing it more. You hear other women trying it, regurgitating it. But most of my friends and guys that I've met, we never expected this to be right? Because we were thinking logically, anybody with a sound mind would hear this, and they naturally think that it's silly, right? Everybody should appreciate the great men who built these nations. Everybody should appreciate good men who protect, provide, serve the neighborhood, keep people safe, and keep the lights on, water running, and the streets clean. It's me. You actually would think as a man back then that this stuff's not going to grow with such as fringe lunatics. But us letting our guard down and kind of not respecting this insanity is what let it grow roots and get as bad as it's got. Because even my friends went out to college, I personally remember them bringing this stuff up. And I would laugh and say, "How crazy is that?" Anyway, let's go grab a burger. We shouldn't have done that. We shouldn't have ignored this, because now we've let this monster grow and grow and grow into something like Godzilla size. We find ourselves in a situation where we have a society full of women.
Dropped it.
We should our hearts because of the propaganda. They don't think men really did much of anything. And they don't think they can live it now. They actually believe that men are the reason that all of these problems that they have are here. And they believe that the world's a better place without men. And it takes a situation relatively extreme, like a crazy guy with a ball peen hammer, to wake them up to realize that, okay, maybe we're overdoing it a little bit.
There's a bloody to TTFC though, is
Their shop mostly for $4.99. So there's the big question on this. Here once a man, you know whether you're on pull up the question here, starting with chair one. You agree with the following statements. Men should be on first dates. Number 2, men should provide protect. Number 3, men should be chivalrous. Enon, you agree with the first 2. Ollie, you agree with the first 3. Adding on, the lesbian should be willing to die protecting you, take a bullet. Anya, you agree with the first 4. Michaela, you agree with only 3 before, so men should be chivalrous. Husband should be willing to die protecting you, but you don't care about men being on first dates. Everyone going on 50-50.
I was thinking it's sort of like initiate something.
Let's test this out. The first dates up.
I initiated like 2 of them, and I took a salary.
Okay.
But when they initiated,
So first aid, it doesn't have to be strictly a formal first aid. It could be just like the first time you're being down and you get or something.
yeah, no, it's like me initiating that, like, hey, we should go do this, like,
No, just to be clear. If you've been dating a guy for 1 year, and you initiate a date with the guy in that context, and you pay for the date after you've been dating for a year, that doesn't count. I'm talking like you first meet a guy.
yeah,
Is that still the case?
yeah.
Okay. So two times on the dating context. Say mention provide, protect, husband should be to continue for equality, empathy. Mention the other states, mention provide, protect. Felicity mentioned the chivalrous. Laura mentioned provide, protect. Okay. So what is
Yes.
So gentlemen. And a gentleman is a woman. What is the female counterpart of a gentleman? What's the word for that?
I don't
Okay, well, it's lady.
Yeah.
A lady. So do you think that if the man's going to be a gentleman, the woman should be a lady?
Yeah.
Okay. Lady.
Yes, I guess so.
I guess so. So now we have to have I suppose, a definitional conversation of what it means to be a gentleman, what it means to be a lady. So this is an episode for every single one of you. It does OnlyFans. You're all sex workers. My perspective on this, and I'm sure maybe you'll disagree, if you're a sex worker, like even an equal sign does not equal. If you're a sex worker, you cannot equal lady. A sex worker cannot be a lady. A strong bit, you can be a strong bit and all that. But, so you have rejected the societal contract of gentleman, lady. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying that because you guys do OnlyFans or because you're sex workers. I'm not saying that that you should be mistreated. You should still be treated in a respectful way. But when we're speaking about chivalry, when we're speaking about gentlemanly treatment, don't think you deserve it. I'm sure guys still do it. I'm sure guys will still do it because it's effective. But from like a social society analysis perspective, you don't deserve it.
So,
You are a sex worker.
I'm not automated to do it. That's sex work.
Well, you are. It's okay. Look, we'll work with the definitions here. So there is a distinction between posting solo nude content and a woman who is a streetwalker prostitute. I understand that there's a distinction there. That is different. And the woman who's a prostitute, I would argue, is worse than a woman who's just taking solo nude content, right? So there's like levels, there's... selling sex. Conventional sex, but like you were selling your sexuality. Do you photograph yourself in the nude?
Yeah.
Is your pussy visible?
Yeah.
Do you spread your pussy? Do you insert objects into your vagina? Come on, it's sex work. Okay, do you use dildos?
Passes. Live TV for the day.
On a Tuesday.
All right, it's time for Overreaction Monday on Tuesday, presented by Gusto. What do you have over there?
Damn it.
See, thinking about it. TJ, I saw RJ the Reds doing a mock draft this morning. I'm already ready for fantasy. I'm already thinking about it. Listening to 201 drafts in the last year. If you like that, let's do one here. Yeah. It's my wishes. Because you never know, man. It's in my poker league, one man, we do it on kickoff. That's the instance. We do it on golf. That's any old drama. It's like maybe draft in the 8th round, 12th round, the person just scored Mother's Day grade. It's called Emily Pickney. That's what I said. That right. You know, I never want to draft too much. I'm not too bored in the world. It's like, honest. But you know. You should take Jamar Chase first overall. See. Don't overthink it. Over Jimmy B. How long have you? How many years did you get the shot?
Damn it.
So, why would you now get open? You think Joe Burrow's back and healthy? You think they're going to have a top offense? Listen, Joe Burrow, he's a monster. How he feels about this offense. And he said, I refer to his remarks prior to the second. Just go back to what I said at the beginning. It's last year in Ellis. That's how I feel about this offense. You go back to that soundbite, you can say we're special. I mean, it's overall selection. It's not what you know that these two I'm just saying it would be tough if Raiders take somebody and run it down. Just get the ball in it. It could be a backup, it could be a third stringer. Doesn't matter. It's the largely running back is the second stringer, third stringer.
Touchdown!
Pretty much. What's that? That's the old. That's 30 points every game. I'm close. It's not much. It's an alternate viewings the Jets have just put out. No, I see they put this white helmet that the Jets are going to go with. This should be the helmets all the time. Look at the green. This is pretty cool. Okay? It's pretty cool. Yeah, it is pretty cool. It's a sign where to show where the set's not very good. Oh, it's pretty bright. What's actually inside the ring? It's pretty. That's awesome.
Fuck.
It's awesome. It lead to wins. It would give you at least one interception. I'm sorry to be this way, but it's just like enough's enough. Like we're resetting. Believe in this week. Believe in this week. Believe in this week.
Oh, shit. Got the pick, but then fumbled it.
That's my all-time okay, so let's do this here. Watching Tom Brady pop out of a coffin, and then he's doing all the fanatics fast stuff. He's like arm sleep at night. And I get there.
This WWE stuff is beneath him. This WWE stuff is beneath him. Knock it off. It's tough to push back.
I saw a video. By the way, I don't mind his in these ridiculous games. I'm all for fun. I don't understand why.
Man, that's a lot of fucking fumbles.
Yeah, I don't understand it. But one thing that even inside Christmas, I saw a video that got posted of him flipping the minute finger double birds and all like, it's just
Is he having a mud crisis? I mean, just buy a Corvette like everybody else.
It's so vastly as an announcer. It's ridiculous. Stuff is. I just don't. It's
Now we
choice. I don't.
just over counting down to the NFL season.
Why is that too hard for anyone to understand? It's not.
It's so much you think sometimes the results this weekend go well. I think, listen, it was football. Listen, is this thing? No, I mean, I know you guys are tempted, but you listen to the chat. And it's like, this is tarnishing his legacy.
You always say New England Brady. It's just, the local stuff is bad.
I don't know where to put it. I won't push back.
What else you got over there? There's bad point there.
All right, let's talk about that. We'll talk about the World Cup. You're watching the third place game in England.
England should have won the World Cup. They totally blew it. England should have
Fuck.
won the World Cup. They should have came home. Should have ended the drought. They were the better team. They had better offense. They had more stars. They just blew it. England should have won.
Because they turned it after going up 1-0.
Their coach choked so hard, like just turtling everybody back and trying to park the bus.
Dude, but like, he's so good. They had a chance to. They didn't turtle against Argentina. I'm with you on that. I would love to have seen them against Spain. They had more in the tank than Argentina. Obviously, we saw them score 6 goals against France.
Like, obviously, Spain dominated, but they're so boring. England is fun and exciting. Young players.
I'm with you on that. As I said, those brothers, Shetmans, let's say, of calls. You see them? Yeah, they're fun. Yeah. One of Messi scoring, with the cross game winner. I sent it to a British friend of mine. He's a big Shetman fan. Still too soon.
Yeah, last one. I'm not sure if you saw one of them last night. The Red Sox will never lose another game this year. There's something magical going on in Fenway right now. I know it's great.
Their win streak got 1 miss, but then they won it all. They're now 14 and counting.
Win tonight ties the 8-year-old record set in 1946 for the longest win streak in franchise history.
Monday on a Tuesday, it's presented by Gusto. Gusto is your small business partner. Benefits. Start for free here. Come on, Gusto.
An average of an 8 out of 10. There is some sabotage. Usually, it's all about in a way where I'm like, okay, let's go over the good, let's go over the middle, let's go over the bad.
But we've got to get into an emphasis. Stick around because the last few reviews, in my opinion, based off of what I'm using, is the bad reviews at the very bottom. Some of them are just saying things for clicks. It's I don't want to sit there and accuse them 100%. I accuse them when it comes down to it. Because it doesn't make sense. Some of the stuff here. I don't necessarily believe that we will get into everything here. But before we continue the argument, take us to at 140,000 subscribers or on September 1st, whichever comes first. Subscribe, like, comment, whatever you chose it. It's the point anyway. Thanks, peeps. Okay, so let's get into it. Not many times I reviews. It's a lot of numbers. So I will read one of those. It's just a game that I tend to say. Sponsored Raiders is a vertical solo reinvention of the popular multiplayer series built smartly designed missions and systems. By the franchise's fantastic shooting mechanics, it's a fresh and exciting adventure that should be carried if you switch to Rover's library. Alright, next up, let's go to the 9 out of 10 scores. This one is from 4P.D. And this is
He quit.
An amazing evolution of the series, perfectly expanding and improving the Salmon Run mode, especially the gameplay feeling against the wicked Salmonids sucked me right in and captivated me for hours on end. My Nintendo News, they gave it a 9 out of 10 as well. Indigo Geek, 9 out of 10. The 6 Axis, 9 out of 10. Let's read what they have to say. Splatoon Raiders is great, putting more of a focus on solo and co-op for this game has led to an adventure with a really satisfying progression as you level up, grind stages for experience and gear, and build up your loadout to tackle the next big challenge. Terra Gamer, 9 out of 10. IGN, 9 out of 10 from them. Interesting, so let's see what they have to say.
So go to Coastal Carolina next.
Expertly executed. It has fantastic powers, crazy upgrades that are worth chasing, tough battles that force you to put care into your build in order to overcome them, and a huge variety of fun level types to jump between. The pacing, balance, and difficulty curve are all very impressive. I always had to work to get better, but none of the campaign ever felt like grinding or needless padding. Stays fresh by constantly introducing new ways to learn design abilities, ideas, creative combinations, and 20 hours based on overpowered angling or coming back or and the option is playing with friends online. I've got plenty of rating left to do. This is the best 2 campaign yet. One of the team games on Switch 2, and that's what I was thinking. We're worried about the replay value or the value of the game. I'm thinking there's no way after we saw what they showed and all the different levels and then moving down to the sub levels and stuff like that. I just knew there was going to be a lot of content here because it's Splatoon. You know that they're going to have to get competitive multiplayer spin-off. Tons of stuff to do. Even back to the stuff here, things pretty good about it. Talking about some of the multiplayer focus. Okay, Nintendo Life also gave it a 9 out of 10. She gave it a 9 out of 10. Level Chill, 9 out of 10. It's pretty good here. A lot of numbers. PC, for some reason, is reviewing the Switch 2 game. They say 9 out of 10 as well. Okay, let's get into the 8 out of 10 scores. Game 4, 8.8 out of 10. And say those two single player content has always been underappreciated. Two Raiders makes it possible to shoot a bright light on the series, all stuff on and side. I'll make the shots 8.7 out of 10. Radio Charts 8.7 out of 10. Nintendo 8.6 out of 10. CG Magazine 8.5 out of 10.
Got him.
CG Connected 8.5 out of 10. Destructoid 8.5 out of 10. Let's hear what they have to say. Raiders is a true Nintendo's kid-friendly world, but it's not to be slept on. While not as deep or complex as some other games in its charm, features, and satisfying gameplay loop make it one of my favorite games of 2026 so far. Press Start Australia at 8.5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. PlayStation 8.5 out of 10. Game of Super 8.5 out of 10. Voxel 8.5 out of 10. Atomics 8.5 out of 10. That's what Chuck's Video 8.5 out of 10. Games Not Saved 8.3 out of 10. Combo Infinito 8 out of 10. Console Creatures 8 out of 10. Game Trailer Plus 8 out of 10. Let's read what they have to say.
Let's go.
Sharp. This, as it does that extremely well, a successful non-PvP outing. The series in 2 ways is more improvement, but nonetheless offers a fun adventure that's not quite like anything else. Rating 8 out of 10. AGC 8 out of 10. 5 to their review scale, and I'm going to read what they have to say.
Fuck.
Two-player series works just as well in an offline solo setting. It's very much a game with a simple, shoot everything, die, upgrade, shoot everything again, but it delivers this such engaging, enjoyable action that you don't need to worry about repetition creeping in without right in again. Get stuff there. Alright, next up, Screen Rant 8 out of 10, Books 8 out of 10, Siliconera 8 out of 10, Eurogamer 8 out of 10, Spot 8 out of 10. WCCF Tech 8 out of 10, Eurogamer Electrical 8 out of 10, Checkpoint Game 8 out of 10, different versions of IGN also gave like an 8 out of 10.
Touchdown!
8 out of 10, Shadows 8 out of 10, and those for the 8 since getting into the 7 scores. So these ones are interesting. We're still going to get to the sabotage at the end. Player 2, 7.5 out of 10 in 2 ways is an incredibly engaging gameplay with and always engaging style and plenty of art. It just can't overcome the lack of gameplay variety and some deep-handed dialogue. Okay, Random, okay, 7 out of 10. Getting 100% out of 10. Giant Bomb, give it a 7 out of 10. Said this, I just don't feel much of a drive to play Forza 2 Raiders. I'm trying all of those simulations in ink. But just like them, I've had my bills. Maybe they thought those were repetitive by the type of game that it is. You can close 7 out of 10, multiply that by 19, 7 out of 10, and straight up 7 out of 10. Alright, 6 out of 10 scores. We're getting into a little bit of the sabotage. So we're going to beat some of these. 6 out of 10 to Raiders is for gameplay and large number of options. Unfortunately, all that freedom doesn't make for a mechanically interesting game. So 6.5 out of 10. Metro Game Essential 6 out of 10. It says 7 run remains one of the great co-op experiences of the modern age. Although it never ever has been explained, turning it into a sleep-like game. It's great struggles to just the life its existence. It's 0 sense. I don't know why. Just why its existence. It's 0. It's a spin. It's going to be like that. So I don't get this type of statement. Right? It's what it is. 6 out of 10. Step. We'll give us some of the same toss to the top. Your origins. Start. Get the start with cardio. Okay. So step versus that to the turn chooses something pretty close to a first person shooter. Nintendo has taken what makes the franchise big and discarded it with some two reviews. And this person doesn't understand it. It's built that into some
Damn it.
When it comes to different events and things like that, for some reason, this person thinks that this is a replacement for Splatoon 3 or Splatoon 4, and it's not. It's quite clearly a spin-off. So this is one of the sabotage reviews. And like, I didn't understand what the game was made for in the first place. So it's like 6 minutes, 6 minutes. Like, we feel like generation. motion control, switch around to aim system on top of the thumbstick, physical aim game. But it does jump well enough in this title not to be a nuisance. What does this guy tell me? Taking control of the aim plane, and the thumbstick is touching on this. This now says, it's crazy. It's just it's the way this isn't necessarily available. Just read that character over so just not play a third person shooter. So Daily Star, in my opinion, is also also the sabotage. Alright, now the Guardian, this is the biggest one out of all. 4 out of 10. It says this is the biggest surprise about superheroes. Like one of dozens of modern
Are you fucking up again, RJP?
which I played.
I've only lost one game today, and that was only because the game crashed, and they gave me the L on a 0-0 game that had just started because his internet went out. I haven't lost all day besides that. And the other stream I did earlier, and then I had to restart the stream.
Blame on it one roll.
Yeah. Well, I haven't lost this entire season too. In season 2, I'm like 9-1. The one loss is the crash.
Talk about it, and I hate to kind of that's trying to make this like let's say unethical, but I read the review and there's not enough negative stuff.
I'm like fucking 9-1 this season.
As with some games that are kind of broken in my opinion.
If you even go back to a couple streams ago.
So how you been liking the clips I've been doing recently?
I like them. I like them a lot.
I thought it could be, but I tried to the control groups. And I said the low 8, so it's right. I said like 81 to 83. But of course, I should have factored in a 4 but I had an 8 out of 10 score. But we'll see. More picks are still coming in. There's still an opportunity for it to go up.
You're going to become Aussie Cobb if you keep it up.
I've gotten over 100 subs on my channel now.
Yeah, you're going to be Aussie Cobb if you keep it up.
So, check it out, see what you think. Look at reviews or look at people that you know that.
Damn it.
You know what?
Yeah, I've been trying to get everyone. You notice that I have a variety of people in there.
Yeah, you're getting all the interest. You're gauging all the interest around the whole LCU universe.
Big multiplayer hit didn't come from some of these massive studios. It was Arrowhead who started with 35 people on the project.
Alright, we're going for it. 4th and 5.
Independently, actual program does not guarantee that will succeed, but I truly believe that small studios believe that what they are creating are going to be the future.
Oh my god! He's wide open in the middle of the fucking field! He overshoots everybody! Yeah, you could be a Clipper like Huggy Show or Aussie Cobb. You could be the next guy.
And need for speed creators getting on all the right things. One of that is
God damn it.
And honestly, I think that's the best place for it to be. It's the team who built the Burnout games. It's some of the best
Let's go.
games made, and they were making that vision.
Come on, defense.
Played Recreation 2. It is perfect. You just smash
Yeah, it's just so easy. Like I told Morningstar, though, he has plenty of content to go around.
I think he goes by Insomnia now, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get used to saying it that way.
But you know who I'm talking about, lol.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Actually, it's funny because he has the Insomnia name, which is somebody that's from Tim's community, but he also he does a Raven mascot, but that's like Ravencast thing.
Like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things in the Slim Scoop and Nintendo in general. We're going to be talking probably a lot about mistakes and releases, so you're going to want to make sure.
Wow, we stuffed him there. He decided to run it on 4th and 4.
I've been working with him and helping him lately after him Huggy feel out.
Yeah, I still like him. I don't like Huggy, but I like Morningstar. Wow, I just lost like 6 yards.
Pretty insane. Crazy. The Nintendo Switch 2 just continues with Splatoon Raiders. You think that it's bad or something, but it pretty much has been a great release for the Switch 2 so far. Pretty much floating from the low 80s and the high 70s. You know, it's one of the main games of the series. It's just beating out Splatoon 3's
Don't get me started on a bunch of mouth breathers that we know.
With the entire series. I've seen this, I think. Expansion is only an 82 at this point. So let's start diving into our review.
Alright, 4th and 9, we're going for it. We're not afraid. We are not afraid.
So far, he's been my go-to when it comes to watching reviews and getting information about these games. He went into this.
Pass interference! They just knocked him right on his ass with the ball in the air! Look at this!
Did you see Tim's latest has so obsessed with review now saying has talking sexual about him? It's like, dude, it's review.
That's weirdo behavior. That's weirdo behavior.
Sucks, but yeah, for a $50 game, there's a lot of content in this game. And Logan Grant stated, about 40 hours.
He had a false start.
He thinks that this is the strongest campaign that the series has ever.
Stalking much low.
He gets this obsessive attitude.
Yeah, he can hit the scary spot, which is a mistake with everybody, but yeah, that should tell you right there that this is probably for sure going to be a lot of people's favorite Switch 2 game. The story isn't really about...
So, and, you know, detractors in general, like if your entire identity is detracting, then you have an obsessive attitude. You have no variety to your content. You have no original work, hardly to speak of. You choose detracting over making original work.
Just like the bottom balloons, you can have them last longer before detonating, so that way the better in between them it actually does the acid damage.
It's a false start.
Not surprised though, I'm just trying to get better at clipping so I can help half of these shows with my content. I just got PWR crashing out.
Do not worry about difficulty because things...
Yeah, there's different people in the industry. There's detractors and clippers. They're not always the same. Not every detractor is bad either. There's commentary. I don't really, the people that cover one person obsessively, but talk about them obsessively, constantly, or they go to the same 2-3 people, just over and over and over and over and over again, that to me gets annoying.
there's always new stages to play. Now, there are new challenge rooms called sampler dungeons. These are kind of like shrines in a way, and if you've ever played the other main game campaigns, mission that you jump into to complete the main campaign of those games, really, where they give you little tutorial weapon, but also have you just kind of use it to get through the stage.
But clippers are important.
I mean, at least with this Amina, he covers a lot of different stuff, not just one subject.
But clippers are important because the people that do these live streams don't clip their own shit to begin with. If they clipped their own shit and made their own highlights, that would actually be helpful. But they don't. So that's why clippers are important, and archive things that get deleted. Because these fucking idiots, damn it, these fucking idiots delete their streams sometimes, and then it's lost to the universe if it wasn't for a clipper.
Which is crazy to me, because I'm going to stop and show you something. Here is concept art.
The only way I would be okay with not having clippers is if literally the show that they clip actually puts out the highlights and they actually never delete their streams. Like, there should be rules against deleting streams. I think if you delete your stream within that pay
for reacting to stuff without reading the doc when Steak and Nightmare were doing it.
Oh yeah, that's true. But if you delete your streams within the pay period that YouTube's supposed to pay you out, I think they should claw back the super chats. I really detest the ones that just delete their streams. And I think LolCal Live, they have, what are they, got like 20-something channels. None of them could be their own highlight channel. Like, they do realize that shorter clips bring people in for a live viewing, right? And grow an audience, right? They realize that. Come on, go. Caught it! Oh yeah, baby!
With me it's more archival purpose, as in you're saying with people who get streams deleted or taken down because of stupid stuff, a good example. But
yeah, you need it for the archive, but it's also helpful for people to see what's going on without having to watch the full fucking show. Because I can't watch a full fucking show of LolCal Live. I don't have time for that shit anymore. No!
Especially when they spam the donations the whole show.
Yeah, it's better to just get the highlights. I don't know why there's not a LolCal Live highlights channel where they take all the different shows and show their own highlights that they want to show. I don't understand. It really is just an endless telethon. That's all it is. It's an endless telethon. They don't actually care about growing the channel and...
This is a strange question, but...
Wait, in the LCU itself has a mainline highlight channel.
It's called Reapers and Rewind.
No, that's not it. I'm not talking about reacting to the content. I'm talking about it's just highlight clips. Like short videos. Not shorts, but like short videos, like 5, 7 minute, 12-minute highlights that get people interested in the show to go watch it. React content's half of the LCU reacts to the other half. I'm talking...
Kinda like Kino Casino clip videos.
Not even that, because Kino Casino clips are long videos too, like hours. It's just breaking up the segments. I'm talking like Aussie Cobb's videos, right? Like Aussie Cobb puts out these 12-minute videos, right? And, you know, that. But Lolcow Live does it with all their shows, and they have like, you know, multiple uploads of various shows a day on a single highlight channel. Call it Lolcow Live Lolcow Highlights or whatever. And have like, maybe there was an interesting moment on Pitt that's like a 7-minute clip. Or there's an interesting moment that happened on Reapers. It's a 12-minute clip. You know, pick 3 highlights a day, throw them up on the highlight channel. They could do shorts too. And you use that channel to get people to go sub to the other channels to be like, oh, I want to check out the whole show now.
Well, a good example on that recently is actually with Tommy C being on Reapers. I've been clipping longer clips because the content was there too.
Yeah, there's, you know, that's, you know, something like that. But they don't even have to be long clips, like I said. It's very, it could vary. Anything from a short to a clip that's 30 minutes to a clip that's 10 minutes. But the point is they should put out their own highlight channel, and they don't, and that's why these clippers, one of the reasons these clippers exist. They would exist anyway, but they truly...
over the 15-minute mark, but sometimes you have to.
Yeah. But they truly just leave money on the table. Like, they don't care about ad revenue, really. Like, they have ads on the channel, but they don't care about ad revenue. They're just begging their audience like a telethon 24/7. That's how they make the money. Still pick. Like, it's all about the beg.
It's going back to school easy. You deliver an education that takes your child beyond the classroom.
You probably don't see that much to begin with, especially your high-end streamers like Jeff.
Well, I think there's a lot of YouTubers, they should take clips from their live stream and put them into video forms.
But things like this.
Like, if I was a bigger YouTube, I would do that. Why wouldn't you?
PlayStation saying that most people are buying digital. Is that a bit disingenuous? Because
why wouldn't you clip yourself?
Numbers. We saw the Insomniac data that showed most third-party Sony games with the PlayStation 5 sold better physically.
Oh my God! How did you catch that?
Actually, Camelot does that for sure. He has a SpecFit channel for that.
Yeah, some of them make it a whole separate channel.
That's my thing. Less options. I think at the end of the day, everyone can kind of agree that having 4 options is a better alternative than only having one option with a Sony.
Like, ideally, you're almost best off having 2 channels. One that's nothing but a live stream channel, and then one that's nothing but videos and shorts. But you really should only do that if you're big enough. Intercepted! But yeah, I mean, that would be ideal. Because you want to train the algorithm that, hey, this is a live stream channel. You want to train the algorithm, this is a video channel.
We're going to talk about it today on the channel because some people think PlayStation is right.
And you want to funnel people from your video channel to your live stream channel. Oh, yeah! Videos, see, here's the thing, though. You have to do videos before you do lives. You can't build any audience at all off. When you start live first, you're not building an audience off of that. You have to start with videos
Yeah,
first.
at this point
You
I'm
do.
just trying to find my mesh or content, but it's just a matter of time and patience in that.
7 have sold more than 100K physical.
The clipping seems to be working for you.
Basically talking about the Wolverine trailer, people commenting on that, talking about this. Now this is coming to us from Blue Sky. And if you know anything about me, I think Blue Sky is like a terrible place because like it's just like I don't get it. Like I just don't get it. The conversations on here is mind-numbingly ridiculous. But let's just look at this data. What it scans. 2 PlayStation videos.
Damn it.
Over 10,000 physical units in the United States during the week ending July 11th. 6 and 7 have sold more than 100K physical units year to date. And then they actually...
Hey, Doodles.
Or you can look at the Circana data and actually get the information of what those...
Run, run, run! Touchdown!
Yeah, by far at this point, but it's good cause it leaves so much content to explore. I wanna kinda get into the dark side of it and find OT.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Number 7, Call of Duty Black Ops 7. So these are the games that have sold over 100,000 copies physically for the PlayStation 5 for the year of January 2026 when it comes to the United States right now. So a lot of people are seeing this data and saying, well, wait a second. If it's only 7 games, then maybe Sony and PlayStation are right about this. Maybe a lot of people are indeed moving over to digital stuff, and that's what they want. You know, they're not spending their money on physical games, they're spending their money on digital stuff. And that could be the case. That could be the case. We're not getting this game launched, we're not getting this.
Alright, man, I gotta get out of here. Have a good night, man.
Alright, I'll see you, man. Good luck on the channel. Keep it growing. Damn it!
For sure, same to you, man.
Yeah, we're getting closer to 500, so.
PlayStation 5 for the physical copies of the game. So if you wanted to play this game with the launch of the game, you kind of either had to get lucky. I don't think you pre-ordered it.
Come on. Fuck.
I'm talking about WWE 2K26. WWE 2K26
Fumble!
a game that give you DLC and all this other.
I think he's gonna quit. No, he didn't. He's gonna challenge it. They actually overturned the call. Wow. I thought that was a fumble for sure. That just changed the game totally.
So I do think that there are caveats to this game, even beyond that. Let's just say, okay, well, what about all the other games that came up? Why aren't they on the list? Has there been any really big first-party PlayStation games this year? I mean, Soros came out, and we got some information on Soros. We heard like 300,000 copies by was the estimate, and it really hasn't been updated since then. So,
Oh, he's going onside kick.
PlayStation game, Soros will be the only one that released this year. Mind you, go back to that data that we talked about with the Insomniac League, where they actually had, multiple games to talk about here.
most of those games had a large physical ownership base, a larger purchase base, and digital games. Now that could change, that could dramatically change in the past 3 years, and now everyone is buying stuff digitally. But I do tend to believe that. Back they're considering making it a tower defense game or a base defense game. Where it would set up traps like a turret there around the play area. You know, so I think again, it's kind of this where you like the eggs. And they decided that it didn't feel very like so they changed it entirely. Now in the game where it's really for actually it's passive things. And I find that interesting. What do you think this would be interesting for a game? I think actually and in the case of film, we got the guy who worked with it again. And we know this because of a new pass development.
All right, we got the first down.
That's how the game came to be. I don't think you're in first. Or Germany, but how it's been out the field and description as well. So first off, one thing that scared me actually is how some of the developers were stand.
First down.
It came out. And then we have teams that have working on those games, and that's both exciting and so makes me feel extremely old. Next is the fact that the first time ever switched to how the mobile station, which we have a 3-day setup. And on top of that, too, it sounds like there's going to be a pretty challenging like game addition in this game. It's that like game dungeon, which makes it just as basically endless. So that could be a test to see how far you can survive or how long you can survive or levels of the
Fuck! Here we go, fourth down. Touchdown!
And it looks like I've been used to different years with water slides like in these and they were fragrance. I don't know if they roughly gave creative use stats that they already made that are better price than one. And when they make something less terrible by comparison. So beyond that,
got the 2 points as well. Now he'll need a touchdown in order to take the lead.
But now it's actually designed to sound like something that Sam did. And then they'll touch on the creation of the pixel art for the retrofitting games in the game and how they had these CRT TV that actually looked like that's the style of game they were emulating. And
This is Cover Woman.
See if we can hold on. Intentional grounding? Come on.
Especially in the Ohio State. Not the line, but not blocking, but they did not manufacture a really running game. And they really looked terrible. Ohio State, they dropped the game about 3 minutes after that. Second half of the game.
He's taking too long. We just got to keep him out of the end zone. He wasn't taking too long. He knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. He had a play set up. God dang it. Oh, man. It's a good old-fashioned shootout. That's it, guys. That's going to be it on that one. I mean, I have all 3 timeouts. Technically, it's not over, but it's pretty much over. Oh, shit. It's a joke at this point. Let's just pour it on. Fuck it. The first legitimate loss in a while for me, other than when the game crashed.
just kind of give an update for all the Deadpool fans what's going on with the deals. So with this one, there's a few big things that King says throughout the video. Some things seem like lies, some things seem truthful. I don't really know what he's thinking, what's real and what's not, so I'll kind of let you decide what you guys think is real or not. But he confirms that he's coming back. He also confirms that Turbo and Thomas are returning, which I figured that was going to happen. He also continues to say, because he's been saying this for months now, that when I come back, August 1st, there's a prohibited
Colorado.
raid. I'll bring a bunch of people with me. Trust me, guys. Wait for August 1st. Wait for August 1st. And he's been saying that for so long now. Well, in this video, you're going to hear Keemstar say, yeah, about August 1st. I actually might not be coming back till September 1st this June. So this thing's screwed. Basically, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think King has planned anything this entire time. And Gone, which we know he never was truly one, was just a go for him to get people off of his bed so he could get married. He didn't plan anything. He wasn't involved with anybody. I don't think this dude knows what he's doing. I really don't think so. So let me know what you guys think. I'll let kind of Keemstar take over from here. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think it's going to get better? Do you think Keem actually... I think this whole thing is complete BS. I think it's all BS.
Come on, Dion.
It's really going to be over. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm August 1st, and Keemstar says, I'm shutting it all down. I'm shutting it all down. With this video, that's how it sounds like to me.
Absolutely so. South Dakota for the big superstar. Keem, I've signed 100 autographs today. I've taken 100 selfies of me. I don't know the last time you did that, but that's what I did today. I sold $150 worth of headshots. Did you know that? And the last time I took photos with someone was last week when I went to a mall. I took 3 of them. It was intentional. I took them alone for 2. No. I think it was. To be honest, I am proud of you. You've really stepped up. You brought 30-some people back to the LCU over the last 6 years. And I'm not supposed to. I think it's really funny how you trigger a topic guy into spurring out and crying. Like that poster is hysterical. I love all that shit. Dude, I didn't even mean to. I was just everyone back on each in this game. These are people that put fans on for the Reds. I know, but aren't you targeted as people now after 100%? No, 100%. 100% Reds off. Everybody that's ever been on your server. It's like, it's so funny that, he sees us, right? The reason why I even did the Voldemort thing is because people get grimy like that, and then they try to, do this poaching thing, and it's like, no, dude, there's gotta be a way to shut that off. So the fact that he put that poster out means he finally understands it. But I don't really believe him. I think he understood it right out the gate, and that's why he did all the coaching he did. But whatever. I don't want to get caught up in that because I can care less. We have so much big and fucking awesome stuff going to the LCU. I'd rather focus on the positives. But yeah, I don't mean to get too bad down on you, Boogie, because you've done so well over the last 24 hours. But it's like the people that go to conventions and wait for the people like the too slow, you're gonna have to fucking put it on your face, bro. Fucking members are drunk as shit off a scooter spread. It's like local live at the Bros today. I give away my photos, I give away my autographs. I use this as an opportunity to blow up our honestly, I'm happy because this is like a snowball effect, right? And it's like it's a circle, right? I will criticize you because you're doing.
Damn it!
Right? And then sit there and try to plot how to hurt the LCU. Alright? This might be the first time I've seen you actually on your own trying to help a computer and personal act that fucking Keemstar talking right now. Conversations. Your team has been laying out its future plans. And anybody with a brain would want to be part of it. Anybody with a brain wants to to be part of what we're doing, what he's doing right now. I mean, you don't even have to say that. All the Multiverse are trying to come back. I mean, good. Not everyone. The only one that I wanted back, truly, was Nightmare. Yeah, to post that AI video. So all that's come out now. So people need to know that, like, Becky really is not around. I wish her the absolute best. I hope she's doing well. And quite frankly, if this place, this online community or whatever, really did make her crazy, I mean, that's what people say. I don't know what the truth is. But if that is the truth, then she should stay away. She should stay away and go do something else. She shouldn't come back, to be honest. You know, that's the last thing I want to see anyone go through.
I keep track of all my subscriptions. It's a IPFF experience.
And I see this thing's actually moving now, and with it flying, but as fast as it is, I see one motherfucker go, this sucks. This sucks ass, bro. It has always sucked ass, and I seen you 3 months ago. I was here 3 months ago. I seen that same exact name. It's always sucked ass, and I got you, man, just so you know. No, we're all locked in. Things are happening, dude. Things are happening in a big way. You know, we're making
First down.
You know, if I fucking tell this universe, hey, leave me the fuck alone. I'm getting married. When I come back, I will rebuild this thing back. I'm rebuilding this thing. We got our Rewind back. We got our Billy the Fridge back. We got our Pesci back. We got our Denmark. You sick of you telling me I can't do what I want to do because I do it every time I say it? Big things coming around the corner. You told you motherfuckers, sit here, be patient, let me get married, but nobody wants to realize that see, I mean, you say, yeah, I do. Well, the most impossible thing is the people you're able to host, but Sharkbait put in the chat, you treat them like shit. Fucking Keemstar. When do I treat people nice? When am I this big nice guy? When have I ever been? Alright? You know what? You were giving something. It's just as dumb as you.
Well, there you go. So should we come back at all? Is the manager too high? Is it something much game?
I got a lovely message from Gidgey last night.
Yeah.
She tagged me and Mike.
Yeah.
And Gidgey said something along the lines that she had no interest of coming back. But Scooter very much wants to come back. And she was very nice. And it was lovely. And I was drunk when I got the message. And I did a message her. I'm like, hey, thank you, Gidgey, for reaching out. I'm wasted. Let me hang back when I'm sober. Well, about like an hour later, I was sober, so I actually read it. And it was nice. I go, okay, fuck yeah. I called Mike, and I'm like, you read what Gidgey said, right?
Touchdown.
I'm like, let's get Scooter. So I started texting Scooter, like, hey, Scooter, let's Scooter's on track, let's go. Great conversation. You know, Scooter apologized. You know, because what they do is when they leave here, the only way to really get shekels out of the fans is they gotta talk about Keemstar here, then they'll see you, Keemstar, he's horrible behind the scenes. He apologized for all that. I told him, I was like, look, you know, everyone looks at me as an object, not really a human, but I am a human, and I did do a lot to help you and your mom out. And it hurt my feelings when you did that, you know, when you're just using me for shekels. And, he goes, I get that, I'm sorry. And I go, look, you know, our bus sucks. We need to get fucking primetime fixed, like, so bad. I go, maybe we bring back the original nuts. Alright, so you know, Elbert's gone too, and I know he hates Elbert, but, like, maybe Elbert would be something that works, you know. I want to give people a second chance, fourth chance to try to. And so, you know, he was down for it. We called in Elbert. We had Elbert on the phone. And Scooter, me and Mike, and we were all cooking, and everybody agreed. It was all perfect. It was perfect. And from the phone, deal done. Scooter's coming back with Albert. Nuts is coming back. Bust Nuts, you know the song, right? Like, that's from the shit. Yeah. Out of nowhere. Things are right. I'll be coming back if I can do a show with Denmark. I need to be in a show with Denmark. I need a Sydney show with Denmark. I'm like,
Pick six.
I'm
that's a kind of a deal breaker. You're not coming back and getting 2 shows. I'll let you come back, you get 1 show, but I'm not doing it. And I was like, okay. So, deal's not happening. And there's like this awkward hang up. You know, I call Mike and we're like, wow, that's weird. What's his obsession with network? Because it was really weird. Son, only you get paid demands. What are we talking about? It's an absolute privilege to be a part of this amazing LCU work with myself and Saya. It's going to take me a minute for me to forgive him. And if he does want to come back and wants to strike a deal, he will have to give me the sign-on bonus. I want money from Scooter's bank account to leave to come back, and I am so serious. I swear on my kid, I swear on my wife, I swear on my dogs. I am so serious. Like, after this disrespect he did last night, you are going to have to give me money and get a sign-on bonus for you to return. And I'm so dead serious. I have a private meeting. And I was very, very disrespected. Like, come on, dude. Like, here's the dumbest part about it, is if he had showed up, done a good job, it's always been about something.
Can I get the pick? No, it's out.
In those ones, done a good job. No, it's stuck around long enough. He would have actually did become the show. I feel like, right? He would go 20 hours. You don't remember because you were really locked in, but he had multiple shows. I know, I'm saying. He came back this time, and he did a good job with the ring show. He would have gotten his part of it. Yeah, I really don't know what's going on there, but, you know, I'm sick of being disrespected and, like, I'm in good faith, and, you know, the call was lovely, and I found out that he was not acting in good faith. It's just, it's nuts, dude. It's nuts. He did something else later, but, you know, it is what it is. A lot of people, I see a repeating theme in the comments saying Scooter's not doing good, Scooter's, you know, doing horrible, you know, he's crashed and burned, and, you know, he's not looking well and all these things. It's like, yeah, okay, I agree with what everyone is saying. And I was there to help him, and he disrespects me, like, bro, we're going to do follow later. I'm going to do something really dumb, and I want you to follow me, alright? So whatever I do, you must do. So let's find out who my real friends are in this channel. Scared. King TTS is on It's a 50 bomb. It's a 50 bomb. Who's my friend? Who's with me? How much money is Desi going to get? No, there might be more. I think there's at least one friend. Okay, Mr. Dinky is like, no thanks. You're afraid. Get money. What can expect from you, idiot? Fuck you, Danny, 420s. You are not poor. You're just a friend now, piece of shit. So if I'm just going to send some super social team, and don't you get mad at me, okay? Years we've done the LCU. What's spring it's actually about? Hey, this my friend, I'm shit. Friend, it's $100. That's Turbo. That's Turbo. Turbo? Oh, God. Turbo forced me to be his friend. Here. Anthony's back. This is crazy. I see Dawn. Oh my God, I just keep the brakes on. I'm so Are you coming back full? I know you're coming back and you're going to be waiting for hands on your LCU, but are you going to jump on Worcester streams? Because people are wanting it. They want you, big guy. I don't know. Maybe I'm going on Bus. You know, maybe I'm going on Lookout Fire. Maybe I'm going on Pit. Maybe I'm going on Reapers. You know, I have no idea where I'm going. All I can say is I'm really shooting for August 1st, but the closer I get to August 1st, I realize there's more infrastructure things that need to do. So I might postpone my return to September 1st. I need another month, unfortunately. But that's because, like, you guys see that I am actually logged in, and I am working behind the scenes, like, every single day, making moves happen.
And I just realized, like, okay, I'm getting us to this good point. Do I stop doing that and then just start focusing on the show? Or do I keep doing that, wait till I get us into a really good spot?
Yes!
These OG fans got much more to get into Boogie. He's like, you're right, I can tell you the show. If, like, Boogie reached out to you and you came back to the LCU because Boogie or then.
Alright.
Like Michael Jordan, look at him. I think that's where we are right now. That's where we're at. Running out, just like Michael stuff back. It's a lot of people. Where they're expecting something. Oliver in front. They help me all year long to stop the run.
I will take the field goal.
I'm excited about one of the problems about presenting with the Steve is one of the first thing out there. Like, really, one great one, really, a lot of pressure. One down, it takes some pressure off of other people. And that looks nice. To see how to solve those problems.
Short. I did the tap and it went minimum power. I don't know what happened.
It's not reaction timely. Possibility this is a team's mistake. Conference championship. They started a half of the record. A lot of other guys who got injuries last year. They've been allowing everybody on the defensive side of the ball. Sonny Styles can be one of the highest impact draft picks of this entire year right away. And it's defense better than it was last year. Look out for the help.
Yeah, maybe not. Sometimes we don't have to think about so you got to do it. CJ, he is Julie in this March. And look, he's all right. Listen, player. That's not played. Brady Mann started a Super Bowl. He just. I was going to take this thing over. I think he is the most fascinating, pivotal player in the league. He's been here. Shot the ball, created it. Didn't think it was outright. The Thursday night game, I think, was the thing. In his rookie year. All of the guys watching him play in the playoff against the Super Bowl.
Shit!
But Ron Sonny Styles and CC Lewis in the league towards base defense because they have the flexibility to play in coverage and attempt to run. Sonny Styles might be that type of player that can unlock.
Oh, he's speared.
They're using 2, 3, 4 Styles. I give it 1. I don't understand.
Choose Lifelogs with intimate intelligence. Ask questions, get instant answers. Science, business, whatever. I'll do it. Intimate Lifelogs.
See, if I were to say, this year is that. It's not an overreaction. Just to last in the division. This organization last place schedule, even though they're scheduled that aren't on. Other teams scheduled that would be with that one state in the NFC. I believe that the Lions will bounce back in a big way.
Yeah, I really like Lions for that reason. I think what you said is that they're one of these teams that you can't they're trying to get us as an outcome. That's what this team is going to be.
Intercepted. He quit.
Like maybe they might have missed their shot. You know, it was right there. It was sitting what he was saying themselves after they lost that game to the guys.
It's a 50-50 questions today, so either or. Brandon, I'll start with you. I'm telling you, one of the two teams playing in that game is going back to the Super Bowl this year.
So this next game will be the last game of the day.
The Seahawks. Who you got?
This next game will be the last game of the regular season for season 2. It's the last C team. It's Colorado State. Now, D teams, we only have 2 D teams. For next time we'd play.
nonsense are going to be relying on PC's review. So I'm making sure I'm doing my due diligence for you guys. I am making sure that I'm dotting my I's, crossing the T's. I am focused on this show, and I'm just waiting for this match to get over. Get done with this mid-card crap for SummerSlam. This nonsensical, meaningless, lazy six-man tag. Get done with that. Whatever the main event segment is, whether it's a pitch, a promo, whatever you got, let's get to it. I'm like, there's 15 minutes left in the show, right? At that point, it's about 2:15 into the show.
Shit.
In 15 minutes, which means regular podcast on Netflix is 2.5 hours because the doofus son-in-law is not capable of creating 3 hours. So it's 2.5 hours. All right, we got 15 minutes left for this main event segment, whatever it's going to be. Doofus credits pop up. You know, the credits. Doofus son-in-law, Lee.
Now they is my credit. Good thing Xperian has no date decline. They match me with cards, they won't take my credit if I don't get approved. So,
got it.
I wanted, it didn't work. Get the app.
Credits pop up. You know, the credits. Doofus son-in-law, Lee Fitting. Michael Colbus, like, everybody. I'm sorry, what is that a joke? It's July, it ain't April, so Father's Day has come and passed. What are you talking about? Well, it's me for SummerSlam. It's you think. It's 30,000 for Sunday. 30,000. And they lowered the tickets for $25. They can fill over 70,000 for a pro wrestling event in that stadium in Minneapolis. The configuration bare minimum was set at 53,000. So tickets are not moving. They're less than 2 weeks before the big show, the second biggest show in their calendar year, and they ended Monday Night Raw with Jim and Fatu beating up LA, Harkeys, and Solo Sikoa. They ended with a mid-card match with 15 minutes. 15 minutes left on the show.
Fuck!
You know you were chiming.
You touched that. It's a touchdown.
Touch you. You're ending fun. You're kicking ass. Creatively. You know when you're doing that. You need 15 extra minutes. You're going 2 hours and 35 minutes bare minimum.
There we go.
You know when you're not doing your job creatively. You have 15 minutes left on the table. 15 minutes left on the table. 15 minutes left on the table. You can't know that. You've had 2 nights of SummerSlam. You, as the company, said it's too big for one night. And you had nothing that could fill that final 15 minutes. You didn't even have star power. Whatever, quote, stars you have left in the company. Do you realize you did this triple main event that everybody's talking about, which is just some rematches? Fucking evil. They just put a fence around that for SummerSlam. They called it Ellis. They gave it a name. It's a fence, bro. They have Robinson for the 30th time in Covenant and see him sell out. Face versus face, they're trying to muster up some type of animosity. You didn't need to. They didn't mean to. I'll shut you, doobie fans. Rematches, not so easily. The structure to which this year's SummerSlam is built as the foundation of this year's event, and only 2 out of the 6 participants.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's everything. No Roman, no Brock, no Cena. Not even on the show 12 days before the event. You would think that they make arrangements for everything. on the show. Instead of having 4 out of the 6 on the show, he's a concept basic. Maybe have 4 on the show and only 2 on the show. Oh, in this company, everything is has backwards. You don't even have any of the I like surroundings to because they need it. Being the man overseeing
What happened to part 1?
So what happened was there was a glitch, and I was sitting there on the field, nothing was happening, so I had to close the whole game out. When I do that, that ends the stream. So I had to fire up a part 2. And they gave me the loss, even though it was that guy's internet. It even said he had the internet problems.
People want GTA 6 to be $200.
People are dumb if that's true. But no. In the first part, like I said, I've only lost 1 game legitimately today. Every other game I've played, I've won.
Haas General Skullface.
A fan of the channel. But, yeah, dude, if you even go back to when I had my video with the last 2 B teams, and even before that, I've been on a winning streak mostly. Like, yeah, I've lost a game here or there, but mostly I win. Ever since the A teams, I went like 6-6 with the A teams or whatever. Since then, it's been like a ridiculously good run. I'm fine. This one's the last game today.
Weather app says tomorrow will feel like 115 degrees.
Couple hours.
Jesus. F that.
I now play about 200 hours across the multiple seasons. And the thing is that this project that has so much ambition.
Dreamcast guys played over 200 hours of Marathon, and he says it sucks. It took you 200 hours to figure that out. It took me 2 minutes to figure that out.
I hate this game about 80% of the time. What all of the actions, every time they update this game, they're willing to do giant radical changes, constantly tweaking the hills, the robots, the even.
Took me less than 20 minutes to figure that out.
This patch is massive, and that's it. Finally, an actual just it is good that you use against your teammates that gets increasingly difficult robots to get a different style of YouTube. I have to say that having played Lawbreaker, it's really not what this game needs. I just don't think that this is what's going to get people to finally buy a game that can't even barely crack like 10,000 concurrent players. I'm breaking my box good and bad because as much as I want to like Lawbreaker, as much as I want to like Marathon, this still just isn't what it needs. Get it? I hope you're having a great day. If you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, obviously, discuss what Lawbreaker is because this is very, very different. Now, there's a map called Primal Archive. It's by far the
damn it!
This thing. The box of missions. This is basically where you hope to die. The toughest players, the best loot, the hardest bosses. This is where it all happens. So because of it, unfortunately, most people don't even get a chance to play on Credit Archive. Since this is a bit of access to the people that are playing it are the most cool and badasses. The people like myself that have hundreds and hundreds of hours, gold guns, gold shields, going to mow down with everybody else. When you go into Credit Archive, usually people just sweep you, kill everybody, and exfil with all the loot they want. So it makes it weird. As beautiful, as fun, as interesting as the Credit Archive map is, a lot of people have never seen it. So I was thinking, let's take our biggest map that is the most detailed, that is most puzzle focused, and make it completely single player. If you want, you can play it single, duos, or trios. And it does have matchmaking, so I've been playing with randoms, and everybody seems to be very impressed and confused by this, because it's not just typical Credit Archive. They pretty much doubled, almost tripled the amount of bots. The bots themselves are tougher, and they basically do not let you take your own gear in. You know, obviously the way that extraction shooters work and the way that Marathon typically works is that you could go down with a certain amount of gear, and you can lose. And that's the fun, right? The risk versus the reward. Taking your good items, the good map can help you kill the other players before you die. So, whereas in this map, you can't take anything. There's this default kit.
You should play the Marvel Pro Consoles open beta this weekend.
It's no backpack. It's a half-decent gun. It's
maybe. All time out here to save some clock. I'm not sure what my plans are this weekend. It's hard to say.
Instead, an instant guns, which you can extract with, more on that in a bit. Instead, you find this new currency. This currency is what you can do. Now, whether you live or whether you die, you keep these special new Vault Breaker bucks. And using these lets you permanently upgrade that special.
This feels like the time to, I gotta catch up on gaming. It's a damn shame that hack happened to me. I'd be getting Assassin's Creed. Legitimately, I wasn't going to wait all the way till the end of the month to get Assassin's Creed. I would have got Assassin's Creed, this week. I can't now, though.
Just surviving even the basic odds can become reasonably difficult if you and your team aren't playing well and being very, very communicative.
I don't even know if I'll have my money back before Halo comes out. They said the 31st or earlier to get my debit card.
It's right in the sky above the truck master of the game. This is where it comes from. So instead, they drastically nerfed that and the loot to it. They gave it way less buff, way less self-revives, and said the goal is okay. Barely survived into a vault, solve the puzzle,
and gotta take care of yourself and the dogs and cat.
Yeah, so there's not even an option to buy the games because I don't have my debit card. So I can't buy anything without my debit card.
It just feels so do or die. It feels very repetitious, but they're trying to sell this as
I mean, good news is I already have college football, so there's still plenty of that left to do. So it isn't like I don't have games. There's PlayStation Plus games that have come out.
Basically, you had to find those keys, and they weren't very great. Now they give you a free key at the start of Vault Breaker. In that vault, and inside it they give you a bunch of pretty decent guns. And the next key, if you're able to run to the next vault and solve its puzzle and kill those, you
can play Rise of Roman.
Yeah, I have that downloaded. Yeah, there's stuff to do. There's the Call of Duties I've gotten recently. There's stuff I can do. There's no sports really going on.
You're still sort of undertuned. It still feels like you're trying to incentivize that grind way too much. To the point at which the bots swarm. The bots embracing it. Tons of days I've been sniped with a grenade and shot across the map multiple times.
And it just feels like they're trying to make it where, oh, do a tour to do that next run, which is a Caleb marathon by Hamer, which is really kind of fall short. The shooting of the marathon is undeniably big.
I have no timeouts.
I'm playing this so much, I'm just the box in general compared to cool. I like this world.
Snap it.
That makes it like it just feels like trying to literally create a wall with these bots, just literally commanders and everywhere. In everywhere, literally wall-to-wall, constant respawn after respawn after respawn. Defense almost worried to even explore this very beautiful map. Now, the reason there isn't a ton of bots when you play the PvP mode is that you need to keep your eyes peeled, right? They need to make that careful balance of, okay, we want you to find bots, we want you to get keys on the bots and ammos and heals, but it needs
that should have been picked.
Other players fight. You can just get ambushed, you can turn and fight them off. Whereas now, since there isn't other players, there's the amount of bots, so trying to go through any area is an absolute slog. It just feel like they also they got trip wires, locked doors, everything. It just feels like it's...
That was into triple team coverage.
And I think that's part of it. Some of the upgrades you can unlock is, oh, you start with more security clearance, oh, you start with this or that. I feel like...
We're going for it.
These permanent upgrades, because I guess that's supposed to be the fun of it, but when I wanted this originally, I'm fine with the fact that when you exfil, you don't keep the guns you exfilled with, even if you find a whole vault of shields. When you exfil,
that was very risky of me to go for it, and I kind of had him there.
Really good guns. The better you do, the better permanent loot you kind of unlock. And I'm fine with that. I promise that. All I'm trying to do is this, since I'm not getting a permanent reward, since I'm not getting to keep the stuff I looted, I wanted there to be rewards in the gameplay itself. I wanted to just kind of get a chance to experience that. Get a chance to experience, right? Here's all those bosses. Feels fighting. Now you get a chance to fight them. It just feels like we're trying to do this so hard and also simultaneously uninterrupting the character so bad.
Are you serious?
Solo. The trio mode works right now. Straight the solo and duos just
that screen will actually put him in field goal range.
Playing at home. I feel like you should play at this point right now after playing a couple hours of it. Usually we would run 30 minutes on the map. Usually
he was short.
Run to the first 2 minutes as it's possible. So that clearance, tap up on that perfect currency, and then rush to the second vault, do it exfil inside the map. The vault is like a big exfil button that lets you teleport out of the map. And I guess after a bit, it feels like that's what every team wants to do. Bum rush event, bum rush event, bum rush event. Whereas the way the fun was that risk versus that's the whole advertisement of it, right? Oh, is it worth trying the next thing? Is it worth going?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
And now instead
I'm not sure what he was thinking.
It's taken me that sense of tension entirely. I'm already uploading my stuff quite a bit. I'm already very much maxing out my loadout, and I guess it's interesting, but I wanted this to exist on multiple maps. I wanted this to have other stuff. So, right, I want to play this on perimeter and outpost, and I do want some sort of pattern. I want some sort of method to this. Besides the randomized guns, it would be nice if I had some sort of permanent pocket where I could say that.
We lift your parents, explain Jesus Christ. Just a message of love and comfort for you. If you are interested in meeting
Fumble! We got it! We got the ball on the fumble!
I just smoked marijuana up there, huh? Man, do you have marijuana on you at all?
I forgot.
Okay. So, we're going to switch car, okay? That's all you were. You can get in this or something. Alright, awesome. Okay. With your life, great. Let's go ahead and smoke. 5 pounds? Yeah, 1 ounce. Okay.
Yeah, well, back.
We're up 14-10.
They just take Christmas leave for the fools. That's why we just beat. And that's what we're doing. I'm trying to share what we were able I appreciate it. So, yeah, so you we're gonna give you a word for the South Side. It's just a little. It's too. It's just one. And I'll be fair. With the turns. So you got Jamie inside, right? Oh, yeah, Jamie friend inside. I just had a seat.
We gotta stop this run. Fuck.
Okay, I got the zone. There we go. That'll be right. Defenses, let's just go now. Give me 1 minute, I'll come talk to you, okay? 1 minute, we'll come talk to you. She's running down the sidewalk before she got the not sure where she's going. I guess. She's reaching for me. Don't get bit. Don't get bit. Let it out. Yeah, she just swallowed something. Don't get bit.
Oh!
She's swallowed away less white substance in it, dude. We just want to make sure she's there. Right? Even if she's there, you're away, and it's like, you just be a good friend. You're hoping to have you fine.
Fuck! A fumble!
I'll go chat with him just to make sure. Because what are you doing?
Thanks. It's nothing.
I can't. I don't know what it is. I don't know what people are doing, but it's just nuts. I mean, it's completely wild. So that's why I was going to ask you. Is it sheer cookies or is it sherry swallow? Yes. You're trying to get it. That's how we're trying to get her to work. That's what they're uses in my car. Okay. It's good, bro. Look, he's not accused of trouble. She is, obviously. Or a neighbor. He.
God damn it!
Spin your legs up.
Try like a really trying to wrist press or struggling feet. There's nothing do well anymore.
Yeah. Alright, that's not interesting. I'll get some BBC deal. You're right. So all we're gonna do is take it, okay? Because it's drugs. The state has us do fingerprints and pictures, okay? So we have to go this far. Okay? All of them. That's all. Okay. I gotta believe that this is policy. So just I'm on a book. We'll check it out. So then we'll get over there and take them off. Okay? Just gotta see that.
Good step to run, man.
She's on. Okay, so he's like fingerprints before I'll take it. Okay. So, okay. And she's never been like that ever before. Never. Like she'll come here, she'll come shots of tequila, and then she'll leave.
God damn it!
She was like a bottle of things to be. She's never been like that. Like I've seen sometimes. Yeah, no, that was definitely that type of
I've never seen her like you've never seen her.
never seen her like, yeah. Oh, like, and you said she's small. She's small. But you don't this, so.
Just keep us posted because if you're ready to go play this guy,
Yeah, you're ready to play, yes. Sorry, thanks. Yeah, just not going to gym, so I just get a couple of minutes. Sorry, just listen.
He is presumed
But let's keep it on. Barely. I mean, we're really fucking at the last wit's end here. Yeah. Is this a challenge? It's overturned. That'll do it. Oh, now we do it right. Down 9 points, I would need to score twice in a hurry. I'm gonna have to like super score quick. Oh, that's one-on-one. I can't really ask for better opportunity than that. Although it almost got picked, too. It as I threw it. We could try to take the field goal if we nail it just right and then kick the onside kick. We actually got it. Wow. Incredible. But he recovered the onside kick, and that'll do it. I mean, he could take a knee, but instead he's lining up in formation. Throw a hit stick on as hard as you can. That's all you can do. Wow. All right, guys, it's going to end this stream. Next time we play, we're in the playoffs with D teams. See ya.